Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I got a few things to discuss with you in this very latest Moon Lambo Hot Jam, including this article from you today. 182.3 million XRP sent to Jed McCaleb, while Ripple unlocks another billion XRP. And there we go. I gotta love this. Like clockwork every single month. There's still articles about Ripple's escrowed XRP getting released. It's comical to me, so I'm willing to mention it. It's just, why must there be an article about this every single month? This is not news. but it's definitely worth mocking on the Moon Lambo channel. But anyway, so there's that. I also want to talk to you about the idea of Bitcoin getting flipped by XRP, because look, there's a maximalist out there, very well-known Bitcoin maximalist, who says Bitcoin's not getting flipped. And I say, nonsense, you don't know that to be the case. That's way too far, and I want to articulate the reasons why. And then I've also got this from The Sun. I shed tears. I lost 278,000 pounds in cryptocurrency scam after being tricked by fake trading app that gave hackers my digital wallet. Got to be careful out there, guys. So stay tuned for that one, because it's as awful as it is, and you feel for people when stuff happens like this. You got to be diligent, and I feel like covering stories like this, it serves two purposes. Yes, it's just interesting, but learn from other people's mistakes here. Now, I want to be clear at the outset, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who makes YouTube videos all up on the internets as a fun hobby, but that's all that's going on here. And so into this first one now. The person who co-founded Ripple Labs, initially known as OpenCoin, with Christopher Larsen, and was its first chief technology officer, Jed McCaleb, has received another big portion of XRP. A whopping 182.3 million tokens have been sent to his taco stand wallet by Ripple, a regular payment made as part of the settlement agreement between Ripple Labs and McCaleb. This XRP stash is the equivalent of $138 million in fiat at press time. The transaction was made approximately 10 hours ago, reported by Whale Alert. And so here's the actual wallet that it went to. He calls it his taco stand wallet because that's funny. Why not? I support that, actually. And in this account right now, and this is on BitHump, you can punch in your own XRP address, and it'll pull up a page that looks just like this for yours as well. So you can track at any moment the status of your account as well, because it just pulls the data from the public ledger. But here you can see 678 million XRP Jed has in this wallet here. And it even tells you what it's worth in various currencies, including the United States dollar. So currently, it's worth $484 million. This is absolute insanity. My gosh. I'm just hoping for like a fraction of that, in returns in terms of what I've invested in the crypto asset as a whole. But man, 484. And look, I have no problem with it. I'm not the type that gets jealous of other people having more. In fact, we wouldn't even have XRP without this guy. He came up with the idea for this new consensus mechanism himself. So like, hey, hats off to you. And on top of that, whatever he is selling, it's based on the global volume. So it's like a very small percentage of global volume. I think right now it's at 1%. So it's not enough that him dumping his XRP. It's not impacting the global price of XRP, and I've talked about that quite a bit, so I don't want to go into depth into that anymore in this video. But I did want to highlight how long at the current pace it is going to take for Jed McCaleb, to have sold all of his XRP, because again, as I cited, he can legally sell, per an agreement with Ripple, he can only sell a certain amount of XRP, and that amount of XRP he can sell is based on global volume for the previous 7 days. It's in week chunks, that's what I meant. And so here you can see, if you take a look at the last 1 week, he sold a little over 4 million XRP. And so at that pace, he actually wouldn't sell all of his XRP until March 3rd of 2022, 211 days from now. But honestly, I'm not expecting it to take that long, because again, that's just looking at the volume over the last week. Well, there are a lot of weeks in a year, aren't there? And as crypto markets heat up later this year, I don't even know that we're going to have to wait that long. Bitcoin will lead the charge, and then XRP, inevitably, volume will pick up there. There will be all sorts of buying and selling. There will be an additional frenzy. And then Jed will be able to sell a whole lot more XRP as a result. So I wouldn't be surprised if much sooner than that he has 0 XRP. And I would love for that to be the case so we can stop talking about him dumping on the market, because it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Okay, and then here's a tweet on the next topic here from Jason A. Williams, Parabolic Guy. He is a very well-known Bitcoin maximalist, and he shared the following tweet with his 139,500 followers. Ethereum won't flip Bitcoin, ever. And I'm just thinking, whoa, that's bold. I don't know for sure if Ethereum will or won't flip it, but he clearly doesn't think that Bitcoin can get flipped at all. Bitcoin maximalists don't. They think that it's Bitcoin #1 forever, and I'm skeptical of that position. Now, there's an XRP community member named Frecky who wrote the following, and I thought he just did a great job articulating, in part, the reasons why that doesn't make sense, and I wanted to share it with you, and then I'll share my thoughts. And he said, it can easily, Bitcoin can be flipped by Ethereum, it can easily, and it doesn't matter if Bitcoin is ranked 1 or 5. It's there for supply and demand reasons. Same reason gold won't be ranked over equities. However, gold has its place, Bitcoin will have its place, etc. But to think it will stay #1, I would reevaluate that comment. And so I wanted to share with you my thoughts on this. Because I don't know what cryptocurrency, if you fast for like a decade or 2 or 3, I don't know what's going to be #1. It could be Bitcoin, but I'm highly skeptical of that. Because I think that money is going to flow to any cryptocurrency that is solving the biggest problem. But even then, you got to break down the thought process a little bit further. And so let's say there's a world where there are multiple cryptocurrencies. Pick a number. Let's pick a small number just so we can all understand this concept I'm trying to share. Let's say that there's 5 cryptocurrencies, and they each one of these cryptocurrencies, they each completely solve a different problem. Well, what's the biggest problem being solved? I would say that the cryptocurrency that is solving the biggest problem for the most people on this planet, the most money ultimately would flow to that cryptocurrency. So if it's XRP solving the biggest problem, then most of the money, out of those 5, or at least most would be the wrong word, but it would take the biggest share of money compared to the others, putting it in the #1 market cap position, right? That makes all the sense in the world. If you believe that utility matters and will win the day, and I most certainly do, that's where it would follow. Which is why I'm thrilled as an XRP holder that XRP is actually doing stuff today. And yes, its most famous use case is, at the moment I'm recording this, is XRP as a bridge currency, but it is being used for other stuff, and it does matter, and it is useful. And people use XRP manually themselves to move money from exchange to exchange because Bitcoin's super duper slow. Right? We see this stuff all the time. And so, but in the real world though, you're not going to see just one coin. Typically, I don't think you're going to see just one coin solve one use case. I think you're going to have multiple coins that seek to solve that use case, solve any particular problem. And so you'll have, instead of just those 5 coins, if you just take a look at one of them that's solving one thing, you could have another 5 or 10. Who knows how many coins trying to solve for that specific problem. And so it could be the case that if there are a lot of participants and they actually do get a little bit of market share, in such a scenario there, it could be the case that the market cap, because it's splintered off among other participants in the space, that you could end up seeing, even if that's the biggest problem being solved, it could be the case that collectively combined, those have a greater market cap than something like Bitcoin, but individually, no. So it just depends on how many participants are being considered there. But this kind of weakens the case for Bitcoin being #1 in market cap, because I personally believe that any cryptocurrency that's going to have long-term staying power, people will also invest in it as a store of value, which is really the only reason, arguably the only reason that people are investing in Bitcoin now, because outside of that, it doesn't do anything. And so if other cryptocurrencies are doing things, and then people want to diversify in the crypto asset class, might they pick something like XRP that they know, well, hey, okay, so store of value Bitcoin does that, but why not put money into XRP for the same purpose, since I know that Bitcoin, or the XRP rather, has to be used in order for these business models to function? Might that provide some sort of confidence in the long-term viability of XRP? I think the answer is yes. And so then if you're looking at Bitcoin only being a store of value, what does that mean for all the other coins? Because they'll get store of value plus whatever it is that they're doing, whatever they're solving for. And so I'm skeptical of the idea of Bitcoin being number one forever because look, Bitcoin would have to be the biggest problem that cryptocurrencies can solve for humans is store of value. Is that really the case though? Is that really, we already did it? And Bitcoin already solved it, and it's the most important, and it's always going to have that big of a market share? A little skeptical there. In fact, this is why I'm hesitant to comment too much about extreme confidence in the long-term viability of Bitcoin. Now, mind you, I want Bitcoin to be around forever, and I'm still long Bitcoin at the moment, but I don't know for sure. Because if cryptocurrency solves stuff and then store of value flows into those, why would anybody invest just in Bitcoin when it doesn't do anything else? Purely because it's the first cryptocurrency ever to exist? Does that really make sense? And I don't know. I mean, yes, standards matter, and this is why I'm admitting I don't know, but this is what my thought process looks like. Yes, I understand once a standard's in place, it's hard to supplant it. But what if one day it happens where Bitcoin is supplanted in terms of market cap? Another cryptocurrency, whether it's XRP or Ethereum or pick your coin, actually has a larger market cap. What is that going to do for the confidence in Bitcoin, given that it won't be doing anything else in the future in all likelihood because it's so technologically insufficient? Like, what does that mean for it? And so that's why all the Bitcoin maxis out there just pretend like, oh, it's Bitcoin forever, it's the one, everything else is an S-word coin. I'm just sitting there thinking, man, you guys really might be eating your words in the future. I just think you need to be less emotionally involved with it and less ideologically involved, and just take a step back and just try and have a little bit more of an open mind. Because even I, being Mr. XRP Bull here, even I recognize, because I just want to be intellectually honest, like, I don't know for sure if XRP is going to be widely adopted. I could be wrong about my suspicions if you fast forward a decade. That's just me being real. Now, I don't think that's going to happen, but I acknowledge it could. I could be wrong, But as long as XRP continues to have real utility solving problems for businesses and people, I don't think it's going away. But I don't know how that's going to unfold. What other cryptocurrencies are going to come into the space? What could I not even conceive of as a threat to XRP that maybe would come? I'm not sure. All right, into the last piece now from The Sun. I do feel for this guy. This is awful. This would be devastating. But anyway, Brandon Larson from Utah was left devastated after ruthless hackers wiped out more than half of his 506,000 pounds, or in United States dollars, that's $700,000, crypto fortune in minutes. Whew. Unfortunately, it was a lookalike app, and I gave access to my digital wallet to a hacker, he told KUTV. I've shed a lot of tears, I'm not going to lie, said Brandon. The trader wanted to download the app for 1inch in exchange for Ethereum, a type of blockchain currency, but unfortunately, the actual app he downloaded was similar looking. It was a similar looking scam. It took hackers 3 minutes to steal $384,000 from his account in March this year, according to Brandon's website. Obviously, this is devastating. Not only the immediate loss, but the potential of the cryptocurrencies I had in the wallet will be worth no less than $1 million in 2021, he wrote. The crypto fanatic shared a screenshot of his account 2 hours before it was attacked to show his wife the progress he had made trading the volatile currency. Balance equals $384,000 in this wallet. Total balance in all wallets before attack was $691,000, he explained. And 2 hours later, zero. Oh my God. 3 minutes to clean them out. And so Brandon is using his misfortune to warn others and offering Bitcoin courses to help fledgling traders. So I just thought I'd highlight this to just urge caution. Anytime you're going to download an app or anything, especially if anybody's asking for private keys or this or that, just be super duper diligent. I mean, you punch your private key in somewhere, you better know where the hell you're punching it in. You better be damn sure. But this stuff, it does happen, unfortunately, somewhat regularly. What a shame here. As my grandpappy used to say, people are no damn good. Sage wisdom, grandpappy, sage wisdom. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.